What is happening, ADRL Nation?
Hey.
Welcome to episode 11. Is that really possible, Producer Adam? Is that the truth?
Is it 11?
We've done 11 of these, 11 weeks in a row. This episode, appropriately called The Carolina Kid, since he's going to be joining us in just a little bit. Travis Harvey, for those of you that don't know, going to be running 2 classes, maybe more.
Carolina Kid.
The Carolina Kid, Travis Harvey, who I'm looking forward to you meeting. ADRL superstar. The last time Travis competed at drag stock back in the day, he was the poster boy in the event t-shirt. And guess what? By popular vote, it's official. Travis Harvey will be featured on the amazing VA Inc. event t-shirts for drag stock, the 20th edition of it. Drag Stock 2023. Travis Harvey will be on both his Pro Nitrous car and his Pro Extreme car, featured on the t-shirt that Greg Azubko and his team at VA Inc. are creating right now. That'll be sold in the Adrenaline Zone and at the Adrenaline Zone online. All you got to do is go to ADRLtour.com, click on the store tab, and you can right now you can buy Dragpalooza t-shirts. There's only a few left.
Yeah, they're going. They're pretty hot.
They are. And if you do, you can bring them to Drag Stock at the Rock, September 29th and 30th. And Clyde Scott, Texas Most Wanted, in the Big Red Bear.
Get him
autographed. He can sign them up for you. So
Travis
Harvey is going to be not only featured on that, but of course you get the trifecta. You get the event t-shirt, you get the event ticket, and the event poster.
Bam.
Carolina Kid.
Love it.
And the t-shirts will be available in our standard, beautiful, we call it gravel gray. It's very, very sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Then we got our black, of course. Nobody wears white t-shirts anymore. And then the color of choice in Texas was red for the Big Red Bear. Carolina blue, baby.
Love it. Carolina
blue. So you're
Carolina
here
Kid
first. So what's up? What's happening to all the gang that's joining us? If you guys continue to file in, we ask as well.
Better ask
we will ask you to do so in an orderly fashion. Okay. There's women and children in here.
Yes.
Don't be pushing. Don't be trying to cut in line. Everybody just chill out. So
relax.
Jason Byers, will you share your post so that we can put it right up here on the screen? As a matter of fact, you know what? To hell with that. I'm going to jump right in here as we get set. Travis Harvey, by the way, is racing at Big Dog right now. He's got the finals of last month's edition that was rained out.
Right.
So he's going to be running the final shortly. You can watch that after Adrenaline. You can visit NC Pro Motor on Facebook. Give Jay Warren a follow and watch that after Adrenaline. Again, don't tune us out now and go over there.
Right.
And then tonight, following Adrenaline, the Big Dog Live on NC Pro Motor, you'll be able to watch Travis Harvey try to double up by winning the Big Dog from last month, the rained out final. And then can he get it done again? Carrying a lot of momentum right now, and he's going to join us about 8:15. He could literally be strapped into his rocket, getting ready to blast down. I was going to say something else, but I'm going to save that.
Did I hear ADRL superstar?
He is. Listen, and people already messaged me after I put up the Driven Marketing Group and Jess Nowling, who is the managing partner of that outfit. Now that I've stepped aside to take over the reins at the ADRL along with my partner Dr. Fears. By the way, Dr. Fears, welcome. Big Head, Kenny
Big
Nowling,
Head.
for those of you that don't know.
Dr. Fears, Big Head.
So Jess did the reel, and in there she put ADRL superstar Travis Harvey joining the show tonight or something to that effect. And I got some messages. How's he an ADRL superstar? Well, if you weren't around when Travis Harvey was smashing and dashing in the ADRL, just get ready. Just get ready.
Be
That's
prepared.
all I'm telling you. Be prepared. So I'm going to go to our good friend Jason Byers. This post is it's maybe the post as far as Facebook goes.
Mm-hmm.
I've never read anything that got me to come out of my skin the way that this thing did.
I'm pretty sure we jumped up and threw our hands in the air.
Yeah, it was one of those deals where when I looked at it, and Jason, can I just tell you, you are the Facebook overlord, bro. You, with all the things, he's so busy. He takes great care of his beautiful mother. His dog is an absolute rock star. He should have his own podcast. He works 100 hours a week. He's messing around with his hot rods and his trucks and his toys and going to car shows and drag races. and he posts no less than 340 times an hour on Facebook. So what I'm going to ask you to do, Jason, so that I don't have to go into your page and scroll down for 20 minutes and take up the first segment of the show, can you just forward your post to me? Because I am dying to share it with ADRL Nation.
It's really good.
Come on, buyers. Share it up. And by the way, I understand that you got your beautiful ADRL Dragpalooza t-shirt that was sent out to you. I'm glad to hear that. And everybody has been messaging us, hey, just got my shirt. My swag's awesome. It looks beautiful. Thank you so much. Greg Azubko, VA Inc. Apparel, the official apparel provider for the American Drag Racing League's event shirts. Of course, we're always presented by Fatheads Eyewear. There it is. How about that? Thank you there.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's we're presented by Fatheads Eyewear. Visit fatheadseyewear.com. You can get these awesome Big Head editions. And next week on the show, we're going to be unveiling in preparation for Drag Stock, not only our title sponsor, but that title sponsor who might just make some really badass sunglasses, potentially, is also going to unveil a ADRL discount code where you can go on fatheadseyewear.com.
There it is.
Did I just give away the hook for next week, maybe?
Yeah, it's kind of the hook. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, we jumped ahead a little bit. So
it's all good.
Travis Carolina Kid Harvey's going to be joining us in about 10 minutes. But here's what Jason Byers had to say, ADRL Nation superfan. It's always been on the cusp of being the next greatest thing. Failed belief in series partners being able to keep their word, and a scandemic is all I need to know to believe with my whole heart that Kenny Nowling and Ryan Fears are going to be the perfect combination of making it happen. Give me down and dirty, outlaw, whatever the fuck class, baddest of the bad racing there is. Give me them Frankie Taylor kind of outlaws that can talk it and back it the fuck up with the kind of laps that only this band of misfits can bring. I know I've gone over on my F-bomb allowance, but I'm using Jason's up. If you were part of the beginning, then you'll want to be there for what's fixing to happen. Buy the swag, go to the event, grow the balls and compete, and let's make race. This is my favorite part. I got to articulate this exactly the way I want to. And let's all make racing punch you in the fucking face exciting again.
Woo!
The vanilla shit that's been accepted needs to go away. The ADRL will be the one that you need to be a part of, or you're just going to be on the wrong side of history. Bravo,
Wrong
my
side,
friend.
folks.
I will have that framed and hanging in the ADRL World Headquarters and maybe on display in the Adrenaline Zone at Rockingham, because that's how badass I think it is. So, and just to be clear,
I as well.
Just to be clear, earmuffs, kids, but I have not used up my F-bomb. Those were Jason's, so I'm still got mine in the tank. I'm going to try to keep it there all night. Welcome in all kinds of great people joining us as always. Selena Mikos, I've got her on the schedule to call her tomorrow. They betterofficefurniture.com. They provide us all this cool stuff. I saw something on their website today that I'm going to insist is in this studio next week. It's going to be a surprise for you, like you surprised me with my awesome pocket knife. Thank you very much.
You know why you have that?
I've got a surprise coming in. I do, because real men carry pocket knives, in case you're wondering.
And if you don't
carry a pocket
believe
knife,
that or think that, I welcome any kind of responses to that. All men carry pocket knives.
Yeah, all real men anyway.
All real men.
So if you don't have one, man up. I'm so excited to get Travis on, but before we do, I got to tell you, something's been kind of weighing on my mind a little bit. We catch some slack because we don't allow people to stand in front of cars or touch the cars during the burnouts. It's never going to change. So for those of you that have not participated in an ADRL event, you're planning on coming and join us at Drag Stock 2023 at the Rockingham Dragway, Rockingham, North Carolina, Richmond County, by the way. Shout out to Emily and everybody at the Richmond County Chamber of Commerce and the Richmond County Tourism. Actually, a good follow on social media.
Oh,
you
really?
wouldn't think of tourism like that. They keep it flying. There's lots of good stuff going on there. So Dan Van Horn and Al Generelli, Jim and Jackie Howard, we're coming to see you shortly. The Big Head will be in market with those free tickets. Lots of negative feedback from people that are like, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard. And what the hell do you care if somebody stands? Well, let me just tell you, when it happens, it's not going to happen at the ADRL. This whole thing where the extreme pro stock guys want to play Matador and stand out there. Listen, Ricky Smith said it best. If you don't know where to aim your car or how to do a burnout and back up from it, you don't need to be driving it. I don't care if it's a super street car. I don't care if it's a top sportsman car or a pro extreme car, a pro nitrous car. If you are not able to do a burnout, go out there, give your guy the mark if that's what you need to do. Step inside the starter box, inside the wall, or over the wall. If you don't, we're going to shut you off. You're going to miss your lap. We had to do that in a national event in South Georgia. The Georgia Drags, Hardy's Georgia Drags, we had to shut off a former world champion in the semifinals. It's really simple. Don't be in front of the car. And if you don't want to do that, it's okay. It's okay. You can race somewhere else. We want you to race at the ADRL. Yeah. We need you to race the ADRL. We love it when you race the ADRL, but that's something that's not going to change. So for all the people, and listen, it's 10-1 the other way, right?
Mm-hmm.
For every one person that's complaining about it, 10 people are like, bravo, that's the way it should be done.
That's been the common theme.
It just scares the shit out of me when you see, even on NASCAR, on pit road or Formula One, guys should not have, or gals should not have their backs to cars moving at 200 miles per hour. And believe me, in a burnout, that is, any driver will tell you, and someone that loves doing long burnouts, any driver will tell you that is when you have the least control of the car.
I mean, if you've never seen somebody's arm put in a press,
yeah, I mean,
go stand next to a car and fall down while it's doing a burnout.
So listen, one of the greatest door slammer drivers of all time, the legendary Mr. 200 mile per hour, Bill Coolman, who was the first person at Darlington Dragway way back in March of 1987. I was just a young 15 years old then. What were you, like 12?
I don't know.
14, something like that.
What year?
87, March, Darlington Dragway.
Yeah, it was 10.
Bill 200 mile per hour Coolman, as he became known from right here in Wentzville, Missouri. He became literally world famous because you know what? Travis Harvey is in the green room trying to get on. Service is bad here. Oh, the dreaded Piedmont Dragway. Are we going to have to reschedule Travis Harvey? That'll break my heart. Understood. He's texting the Big Head. So Bill Coolman goes 200 miles per hour in John Taylor's Camaro. Went on to have a historic career, won championships in Super Chevy and won IHRA national events and competed in the ADRL in just about every iteration, USSC back in the day. And at Englishtown, New Jersey, during I think it was $500 to win burnout contest, he took his favorite, my favorite car. He had lots of awesome cars, but his Chevy Beretta, the poster that I still have signed by him, that Chevy Beretta, he went out there and barrel rolled that baby.
Beretta.
That was an expensive burnout contest. So Travis trying to get on. Understood, CK. Do what you can. Understandable. Maybe go to Tower. I don't know. Maybe they'll get you on up there. We'll see. We tested it earlier. It was working fine. But now Big Dog, which is one of the best single monthly run events. It's historic. It's been going on forever at Piedmont Dragwell. Piedmont Dragwell. Piedmont Dragway, I was going to combine Dragway and Cynical, because Cynical Construction, Ron Cynical, who owns Piedmont Dragway, and our very own director of tech, Rick Moore, he runs the joint.
Rick. I love that guy, man.
They're down there. And Ricky Smith, Tricky Ricky Smith, debuting, as I've affectionately called it. If you haven't seen the movie The Hustler, you should. Steve Vick is a world-class pool player, so I'm just going to let it out right now. I know you saw it on NC Pro Moto earlier today. Tricky Ricky Smith is testing Steve Vick. He told you, and he told me, that if we did this and brought it back, he would build a badass hot rod.
He wasn't bullshitting either.
Pat Musey Power, Ricky Smith behind the wheel, Jerry Bickle Race Cars, Camaro, and
Pat
they are
Musey
testing
Power.
Tonight.
There it is.
They are testing tonight right now at Big Dog. Wouldn't surprise me if Ricky qualified and won the deal. I believe, I'm 99% sure of that. So we're stoked. And with Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous coming to drag stock, we're desperately working on sponsorship. We've had great dialogue with a couple of companies about bringing Extreme Pro stock. We definitely have Pro Extreme, Pro Nitrous. We have 470 Index. We're going to have Pro Junior and Top Junior Dragster. And then the Les Nowling Memorial Bracket Challenge that we run at select events will also be competing there. And we'll add classes as sponsorship comes. We're still 88, 87 days out, I believe.
Yeah.
So a little bit of time, but that'll fly by, as we all know.
Yeah, a little bit.
The Carolina Kid texting in. I can see we finished Q2 in lanes now. Sounds good. He is in the lanes for Q2. Sounds good. Go kick some ass. All right. So that's what happens when Big Dog and your guests end up. And let me tell you something, Big Dog, Piedmont's packed right now, and everybody's taxing that internet.
Oh, yeah, no doubt about it.
But here's what I'll say. I'll send Ron Cynical a text and say, hey, we need some more bandwidth. No problem. That guy spares no expense in his business, in his personal life. And
he's got a warehouse full of satellites.
So go kick some ass. Yes, we are on. So a little ebb and flow here. Producer Adam, this drives him crazy because we work so hard and build the show board and everything, and then it kind of goes off the rails. But
it's okay.
It is what it is. I apologize, Producer Adam.
And we'll just validate what Chris Dixon said. Yeah. Wait till you
hit
a rabbit hole.
Yeah. So it's all good. I'll
what rabbit hole
to communicate with him.
Just as we were talking.
While we do that, and again, I'm sorry for getting up on the soapbox.
There we go.
Uh-oh, look at that.
There it is.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining us from the historic Flagway. There he is. He's on. Let's go, baby.
Yeah.
The Carolina Kid standing in the staging lanes.
Oh, there he is.
Let's see that hot rod. Look at that, baby. You ready to get in your office and make a lap? How'd you do in Q1, brother?
I'm number 2 right now, but
what'd you run?
Got one more hit.
Tell me what you ran, Carolina Kid. I know it's noisy there.
I went 384. It's 199. I think Harris is number 1 at 382.
Jason Harris. So Ricky Smith, did he get down in Steve Vick's new Pro Nitrous car, the Hustler?
Ricky's actually on the starting line right now, about to go down.
Hey, can we watch the lap with you? Anyway, we can spin it around and take a peek at Ricky and Steve Vick's car here real quick. Look at that. Travis Harvey, he's doing his best NC Pro Moder impersonation. Ricky Smith and Steve Vick, brand new. It's all right.
You're doing a great job, man.
You're doing great, man. So Ricky's in the burnout box there. Is that who I'm seeing?
He's staged.
Oh, there he is. I can see him now. He's staged up.
There he is.
Ricky Smith driving for Steve Vick and the Hustler. Clicked it off early. They're still getting the bugs worked out. This is the first time that car's hit the track.
395 at 159, so he clicking it off. He was on he's on a good run.
He's on a good run. What do you think it's going to take to go number 1 here in the second round of qualifying? To stay number 1.
80 will be 79 or 80 will be a good run here in the heat. It's 30. The air is really bad.
Yeah, I understand it's been super hot today down there, and you guys had some rain blow through. We'll let that car
I'll let my son hold it.
No worries. There we go. All right.
I got him.
He's going to suit up. Look at this. Talk about exclusive and exciting, ADRL Nation. The Carolina Kid, Travis Harvey, going to get into the hot rod, and we're going to actually, we'll have his kiddo. Let's just film the run. Just watch him go down the track.
Yeah.
The timing worked out perfectly. So, Travis, if it's okay with you, we're going to have your young buck there. I can't believe he's old enough to film and stuff. I've known that kid since the day he was born. So as you get ready and suited up, Carolina Kid, we'll keep talking to you, and we'll have a little in-car action, and we'll actually have your son film the run, and we'll broadcast it live here on Adrenaline. What say you, Carolina Kid?
I got to get off here, but I'll get back on soon. I'll get out.
No problem, brother. Do your thing. We're going to keep filming, I hope. I hope that the young buck got the memo. Let's keep filming this baby. Let's watch it. We'll give a little dialogue, a little play-by-play. The Big Head and Fears, where you at, Altucci? We need you to jump in because I know he's going to do a beautiful, smoky burnout. There's no doubt in my mind. So this is an example of this is Travis's Pro Nitrous car. He's got it set up in Big Dog trim. I don't know all the weight and things like that, but no
We're
doubt
about 100 pounds over PDRA.
About 100 pounds over PDRA. So that puts you at what weight? 2550? 2550, kid?
Yes, 2550.
2550 and still running in the 70s. That is just mind-blowing. So without the weight in the car, what would you anticipate in perfect conditions, mine shaft conditions at the Rock come September 29th and 30th? Could we see a Pro Nitrous car in the 50s with no weight on them?
It would be tough for guys like me because I can't take a lot out, but I'm sure if you could get enough out in good conditions, someone could definitely go in the 50s.
Well, and to make it easy, since the PDRA has a national event the following weekend, I believe in Darlington. Is that correct? Darlington or Galat? Darlington, yeah. So we're going to keep it at 2450, so you guys don't have to change your setups, your tune-ups. You can come right to drag stock September 29th and 30th, and then head straight down to Darlington, South Carolina for the PDRA event, not have to change anything. So,
well, I got 1 minute to get off here, but
do it. Hey, we're going to ask if it's okay with you. You can jump off. I know you got to concentrate on what you're doing, so take your headphones out. But is it okay if the young buck keeps recording and we film the run?
Yes, he can do it. But what I was going to say, I'm bringing another bullet with no weight in it, and we will try to go 340s.
Yeah. That would be the Pro Extreme ride, I'm certain of.
Oh, yes, sir.
Love it, man. Love
So
it.
all
Well, listen,
them screw blower guys, tell them get ready for the Carolina Kid.
yeah, when I was talking to you earlier about the guy that won the, I say the guy, and I'll
Hey,
leave
here's
it
another killer. Look who's in the picture right there.
Oh, there he is. Jason Harris, you're sitting number one right now, brother. Is that true?
He is. He's number one.
Number one
Right
qualifier.
And he's actually in the finals with another legend because we had to finish the June race, but he's in the
that's
finals
right.
with Todd Tutterow.
Todd Tutterow, that's right. I was thinking it was you. I forgot Tutterow. So you've got literally
Show him
there's so
TJ
much,
Todd's car over there.
there's so much world-class door slammer royalty on the property
That's a
right
good-looking
now.
car.
It's badass. And check out Tutterow driving this badass Barracuda.
Oh my gosh, I'm a Mopar
Todd Tutterow,
junkie.
former
Look at that
ADRL
thing.
Pro Extreme World Championship, King Tut.
Oh my.
Between him and Ricky Smith, there are literally over 35 world championships on the property. Throw in Jason Harris and some few others. There's a lot of drag racing royalty down there. Steve Vick, who is doing the car owner thing now with Tricky Ricky Smith driving, the Hustler, his new Camaro, Todd Tutterow, Jason Harris, Travis Harvey, Bubba Turner. I mean, the list goes on and on. It's literally a who's who. I cannot wait because you and I next month will be at Big Dog at Piedmont doing the show live on Thursday night from the Big Dog, one of the most historic races. Jim Turner, back in the day when he created Big Dog, the father of Bad Bubba Turner, who's racing in Big Dog now, legendary Jim Turner, his son Jay, and Jim, formerly Nitro Harley champions multi-times in back in the IHRA days and in the NHDRA, the National Harley Drag Racing Association. Just the entire family. Bubba Turner races Big Dog and Pro Extreme. Jim Turner and Jay Turner, the Bulldog, race Nitro Harleys. And if you haven't seen those babies, wow. Anybody wants to bring one to drag stock September 29th and 30th, come on with it. So we're going to get to see the Carolina Kid in Pro Nitrous. This is Big Dog trim, so he's 2550. They'll weigh 2450 at drag stock as they do currently in the PDRA, and we're hoping to have a lot of PDRA heavy hitters down there, bringing Pro Nitrous back to the front. But you heard what Travis Harvey said, and earlier today, I said, Clyde Scott won in his backyard, and he said, I'm sorry. He's like, I don't know who that is. Oh, he's the guy that won Pro Extreme down there. He's like, well, just let him know he's coming to my backyard, North Carolina, so bring the big stick. And trust me, the big red bear's coming, and he's coming hungry, and he's coming to eat.
He is. He absolutely is.
Can he keep the streak going? There's some pressure on Travis Harvey. Now, the Carolina Kid, Clyde Scott, showed that when you get the Madden cover, the proverbial poster, the ticket that goes out to 1 million people, and the swag, the ADRL event shirts.
Doing the
Clyde Scott.
Race.
Clyde Scott. This is unbelievable. We are literally, it's like one of those when Sports Center does like a live break-in, producer Adam, they'll jump into a game that's like exciting or a no-hitters going on. We're getting ready to see Travis Harvey in his Pro Nitrous car, big dog trim, weighing 2,550 pounds, which there's no doubt in my mind that Tommy Franklin and the Jungle Rat, Jim Halsey and Daddy Shark, Jay Cox, Marcus Butner, and I know I'm leaving a whole bunch of guys out. There's a lot of cars that could come run in the 350s without weight, at least for drag stock, and we'll discuss it from a competitions committee standpoint. Rick Moore, Bubba Corzine, myself, yourself, Daryl Baynod, the Cajun. We'll figure out, are we going to run 2450? That's the way we're leaning for next year. But we want to make it so that guys can cross over and run and not have to change their tune-ups. When it comes to Pro Extreme, if you're asking for a minimum weight, you're barking up the wrong tree.
Yeah, wrong tree.
You're pissing in the wind, as they say.
Yeah, we're burying weight.
This is good stuff. Now, you'll notice, and I'm going to lean on Rick Moore a little bit, call you out a little publicly here. Get these guys and gals out in front of these cars while they're doing burnouts. Come on, Ron Cynical does not need to pay somebody's funeral expenses, God forbid, or pay for their fifth generation's education because that's what's going to happen. Somebody will get smoked by one of these things, and God willing they survive. They're going to sue the track, the sanctioning body, and everybody they can. They'll start suing the tire manufacturers.
Yeah.
For their absolute stupidity. Did we lose the feed? Oh,
that's okay.
That's all right. Oh, hey, we're back. Hey, as long as that thing's cutting in and out, just leave it up, Adam. We'll talk about a couple other things. Not to jump ahead because we got Travis Harvey. And he will be back. And when he comes back, you can just you can bring him back in.
You got her.
We're gonna have a question and answer segment. So ADRL Nation, for everybody that's tuning in right now and everybody that's watching this after the fact on our YouTube channel, ADRL Tour, at ADRL Tour on YouTube or any of our social media handles, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, at ADRL Tour. We're going to have a little question go up on Monday, and we're going to solicit we're going to solicit questions from you, the fans. So this week's question is actually going to be, who do you think has the best shot of breaking Frankie the Madman Taylor at Rockingham Dragway in Pro Extreme Trim when a 347? Who do you think, and we'll have the entry list up, the preliminary entry list up on Monday. Who do you think, and this question will also be up on our social media, who do you think is going to be, and I'll also pose that question to you, Dr. Fierce, and to you, producer Adam, who do you think is going to have the best chance of breaking that world record? Because believe me, with the atmospheric conditions being mineshaft conditions, which is what they should be, September 29th and 30th in Rockingham, North Carolina. If you look at the Farmer's Almanac, which I follow like a religion, it's the Bible of the weather. If you look at the Farmer's Almanac, it's going to be really, really fast.
Really fast.
So I think the opportunity's out there. So not who's going to be number one qualifier, not who, forget all that. Who's going to win the race? We'll address that in the coming weeks.
Right.
Who do you think, producer Adam, based on your brief experience?
I'm sticking with my man.
You think Frankie the Madman Taylor is going to lower his own world record?
Who's there to stop him?
Well, I can tell you there's a guy from
Bubba
Potts Camp, Mississippi, and then this guy that you haven't had the pleasure of meeting yet,
Clyde,
the Mississippi Missile, Jason Scruggs. One of the other two, along with Brandon Snyder, who used to race Little Evil in the ADRL days. Brandon Snyder, Jason Scruggs, and Frankie Taylor, the only three men to ever run in the 40s in Pro Extreme Trim. But I'm going to throw a dark horse at you if they show up. John Salemi, who, by the way,
bass player, guitar player.
He's a killer. His band, I'll share him with you afterwards. Legendary up in the Northeast. John Salemi and his brother Jim, who builds the cars. Mike Stawicki drove for them for years. Well, John's beautiful wife, Melanie, is one of the most badass pro boost drivers on the planet. They've been in the mid-50s in pro boost trim with a lot of weight on them. If you give John Salemi a Thursday and Melanie Salemi, whether it's Purple Rain or her side piece, that's their other car. It's Purple Rain's side piece. I love that. Great family, great racers. One of the baddest female racers on the planet, and John's one of the most underrated. I really can't say that anymore. He used to be. Now he is certainly in the upper echelon of tuners. You give them a couple cracks at that track on Thursday, hold on. because with the weight out of the car, like the Carolina kid just said, his Pro Extreme car will be coming in there with all the weight out of it. You take the weight out of that car. If they do decide to show up, I think Melanie Salemi is my pick. Listen, Jason Scruggs going to be there, Bubba Stanton, Frankie Taylor, obviously the defending Dragpalooza champion right now and the hottest man on the planet, Clyde Scott, and the Big Red Bear will be there. Texas Most Wanted, Wes Johnston will be there in the new Purple Heart Corvette right now, getting the finishing touches at Larry Jeffers Race Cars right down here in House Springs, Missouri.
I call it the Purple People Eater.
Yeah, well, you can call it
Even
whatever you want.
though
but
it's going to be
the Purple Heart, and
else.
there's going to be
Purple Heart.
something. Yeah, the Purple Heart, and,
like
and we're going
Purple
to
Heart.
honor Purple Heart recipients and the families that
You
they
say
left
we're?
behind. We're as in the ADRL, along with we are,
The world.
we are the children. We are the ones that make a brighter day. So let's start giving.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to give back as we always do in supporting our military. And
That's right.
Wes is going to, while Wes Johnson's going to actually invite Purple Heart recipients from the North Carolina area and the families of Purple Heart recipients who have passed away or maybe got them posthumously. They're going to also be out there and be a part of Wes's crew for the event. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. So Jess and Driven Marketing Group, Wes's marketing agent, Jess Nowling, came up with the theme, came up with the idea when she saw the color purple. She's like, this is what it needs to be, and this is how we tie it in. And Wes is a huge proponent of the military, as a lot of us are. Thank you for your service as always, brother, and for everybody out there, both current military and veterans. We thank you for your service. It's going to be badass. Carter Jackson, you guys, he's coming. Can you throw Carter's comment up there, Prince Adam? Because I couldn't possibly read it on the left.
You got her.
Hey, guys, sorry I haven't been watching for a few weeks. Been busy getting ready for the Eastern Conference Finals in Bristol. That's a huge race, the NHRA Eastern Conference Finals. They just had the Western Conference Finals. Our friend Eric McClellan from the Texas Motorplex, he was down there with his daughter, out there rather, in Bandimere Speedway with his daughter racing. Carter, we can't wait to see you in Top Junior Dragster come drag stock September 29th and 30th, Rockingham Dragway, the Rock. We've said it many times, 800 feet of new concrete, wall to wall, all the way down. So Travis, so am I to believe, are you watching on NC Pro? Look at this. See, can you pull can our folks see that? Are we watching NC Pro Motor live?
They can't. I mean, they could. We haven't gotten the right okays and permissions to be able to
well,
do
I'm
it, so I
giving
don't
you the
wanna snipe
okays and
stuff.
permissions. You know the old saying,
It's easier to ask for forgiveness than permission.
I was getting to it, but I was so excited. So I have NC Pro Motors proxy. He would be thrilled if you would put that up there so that the world could watch Travis Harvey blast down the 660 at Piedmont Dragway during Big Dog qualifying round number 2.
Looks like we got a car still on the track from a prior race.
Oh, okay. Well, when Travis gets ready to make his run, NC Pro Motor, if you don't already follow him on Facebook, follow him. What's up? That's Jason Harris, son of Bob Harris. Bob was.
It's funny.
Was
We're
at one
waving at
time-
him, and
he
really,
has no idea.
He has no idea.
He's waving at NC Pro Motor and the NC Pro Motor fans that are watching around the globe. The golf cart clearing the track. That means that we'll go back racing here in just a second. Speaking of
And
Rick
so, what is
Moore,
that they were pulling behind? That was that a fan?
it's a blower.
A blower,
It'll
yeah.
just blow any kind of debris. There must have been
Gotcha.
some tire shake, maybe some carbon fiber came off. I'm speculating, obviously, but Bob Harris, Jason Harris, hoping that they get to make the trip to Rockingham for drag stock. So many legends are going to be there. Tommy Mooney, former Pro Mod World Champion, one of the GOATs, will be there. And then we have sent out a list of invitations to several past champions of not only drag stock, but ADRL World Champion show. It's going to be a big reunion. Cannot wait. The 20th edition, man, 20 years later.
20.
Almost impossible. It's actually, excuse me, it's 19 years later, but it's the
I mean, I
20th
get it.
edition because you got to count the first one.
Right.
It's like the Seinfeld episode where Kramer asks Newman when they're getting ready to have the Millennium New Year's Eve. And he says to Newman, he says, for all you Seinfeld fans out there, he says, did you book it for the Millennium? Because as you know, the Millennium is actually 2001 because it's 100 years, right?
Right.
He's like, oh, looks like you're stuck between Chris Cross, can you give me the reference? You're the
No,
music
I
guy.
don't. No,
The
Chris
moon
Cross?
in New York City. Christopher Cross. When you get caught between the moon and New York City.
Oh, yeah. That
He said it
song.
looks like you're stuck between the moon and New York City because Newman had Christopher Cross playing that night. So here we go.
I wonder who we
Travis
got.
Harvey.
Who's running? Who's going to be running here first? I can't tell.
Yeah, who knows? But it's a badass big dog.
Who
car,
knows?
So who cares?
Looks
Let's
good.
just watch and enjoy
Yeah, I
together.
love it.
63 split window Corvette.
Is
Do you
there
know
an,
why they
is
only
there any
made
sound
them
on that
63?
PA?
I can give it a shot.
I'll give you a shot. You're getting shots.
This is great. I love the Evans flow.
Shooting.
There he
lines
is.
down
That's
range.
NC Pro Modder.
Not positive. That's
We got a
going out
69
about a week
Camaro
ago.
in the far lane.
Can you, is
Yeah,
it possible to turn that volume down just a little bit on the video?
Purging the nitrous oxide. Look at that crowd at Piedmont Dragway on a Thursday night. Do you know why they only made 63 split window Corvettes for 1 year?
No.
The rear view mirror where the split in the window was, it was causing a lot of accidents because they couldn't see.
Ah,
So that was it. One and done. For a long time, they were the car of choice. Now there's Camaros everywhere. What they're doing there, Dr. Fears, and for those of you listening that may not, watching that may not know, they're purging the nitrous system. They want to get that bottle pressure to exactly the right point. So if they get that bottle pressure to the pounds that they want and get it exactly where they want it, it should be a badass lap. A couple of pro nitrous cars running in big dog trim. They'll purge that nitrous a little more, get their bottle pressure exactly where they want it, and away we'll go. Right lane's in, left lane's in. Here we go. Still purging the nitrous. Stage them up. Left lane gets out of shape. Right lane going down Broadway. Robbie Kiza, Cam Clark. Cam jumps up to number 3.
oh,
There we go.
there we go, baby.
Video audio is not good. This is an update.
So we are not getting the audio through the live stream. Is that what you're saying, Producer Adam?
Unfortunately not.
It's okay. Hey, listen,
We're making notes.
It's all right. We can.
Carol. Hey, listen.
You can.
I've announced a few drag
Yeah,
races.
you've announced a
Yeah.
few. You might be able to do that.
So,
Gary.
look at that gorgeous hot rod. And Travis
that
is
thing
actually
looks
on his
good.
social media. The Carolina Kid is looking for somebody to name that car. I'm going to put mine in the hat tomorrow, and mine will probably win because I've given it a lot of thought. Won't give it away here.
Already.
But you submitted yours, Producer Adam. What'd you submit? I like that. It's not going to win, but I like it. So there he is, ladies and gentlemen.
looking car. That is a good
C6
looking
Corvette, Carolina Kid, Travis Harvey, Sonny's Racing Engines out of Lynchburg, Virginia. And Sonny's Racing Engines, the late Sonny Leonard, who unfortunately passed away of COVID. Man, just can't say enough great things. He was a big supporter of the ADRL.
Can I just say how great it is that not only is the Carolina Kid our guest on this episode, but we as well get to watch him make his pass.
It is pretty exceptional. I wish that the folks watching Adrenaline could hear the Sonny's power. I really do.
It's incredible.
Nick Rabe, can you confirm that you cannot hear the audio? I trust Producer Adam, but every once
There
in
he
a
goes,
while a
staging.
technical glitch.
Who's
Travis is in the pre-stage. Here he goes. That's a lap. Watch the scoreboard.
Good run.
Yeah. 380 with a 7,196. The Carolina Kid with the bullhorns blowing the flames out goes to number 1 qualifier. 380 with a 7,196. Putting the flames out. It was actually Zoomies. I wish they all had to run bullhorns. Wow, that was awesome.
Yeah,
man.
that was awesome.
Thank you for that, Producer Adam, for bringing that in. And thank you,
Yeah,
NC
no
Pro Modder, for shooting me that text and just confirming what I already knew. He's a part of the A-team, baby.
Oh yeah.
And thank you also for the kind words, NC Pro Modder, Jay Warren. The ADRL and the Northeast Outlaw Pro Mod Association combined to give him the largest month in the history of NC Pro Modder. Just saying. It happened.
Number one qualifier.
Number one qualifier. There he goes, all the way to the top. Travis Harvey. So see, there you go.
I mean,
all the pressure's on him, and that's what I'm talking about. It's virtually, I can't say enough. Drag Stock, 20th edition, 20 years of speed down in good old-fashioned Rockingham, North Carolina.
Rockingham,
and they've updated that track, and it's absolutely awesome. So just got a text a Facebook message I want to share with the group. Who are you to decide, Mr. Big Head, whether or not a person stands in front of a car during a burnout?
Well, I don't know. Maybe
it's absolutely ridiculous that you would even suggest that, let alone enforce it. God, I want to say this guy's name, and I might. We'll see how I feel at the end of the post or at the end of the message. Not sure if you know, but lining the driver up in the groove is one of the most critical parts of the run. Well, no kidding, asshat, but anybody that's ever driven a fast door slammer knows how to do that. They don't need you, and I'm sure you're one of the guys that want to stand out there and get your 15 seconds of fame. Here's an idea for you. If you want to get your 15 seconds of fame, why don't you grow some nuts and get in one of these things? Strap into one of these Pro Extreme or Pro Nitrous cars or Extreme Pro Stock cars or Top Sportsman or Top Dragster. Or in your case, maybe you want to slide into a junior dragster.
Oh.
Dibs, you owe me a...
Dibs? You mean
Yingling.
Jinx.
You owe me we used to say dibs, but it's now it's dibs, you owe me a Yingling. That's what we're going to go with for now.
I like it.
Yingling, the oldest brewery in North America, located in Pennsylvania. They also have distributorships around the country, including where some ADRL events run. Can you imagine that?
I can't imagine that.
So
lots of them.
Meanwhile, just to finish this assets comment, I can promise you this. We are planning on being at Rockingham, and I challenge you to have anyone, including yourself, move me from in front of the car when my driver's doing a burnout or attempt to shut him off. Won't end well for you. Well, here's all I'll say to that. I accept your challenge. I will be down in the starting line because I know who the driver is that you'll be working with. And the only reason I'm not going to say your name is because I don't want to out the driver, because when the driver gets my text message that you're the asshat that sent this and I forward him a screenshot of this, there's a pretty good chance you're not going to be out there on the crew because I know the driver. Yeah. So what a pile of, anyway,
a bag of...
So if you feel compelled to kill yourself, then I feel for you. I would encourage you to seek psychological help, and I mean that seriously. But you're not going to do it at an ADRL national event in front of tens of thousands of people and being streamed all over the world. It's just not going to happen. So best of luck to you. Anyway, back to our regularly scheduled programming. The idea was to get Travis Harvey on. We actually got a little bonus coverage.
Yeah, we did. We
couldn't
have asked.
We're like Keith Olbermann and Dan Patrick, Sports Center legends. We got to cut into like a no-hitter or something. We got to cut in. And what did Travis Harvey do? He takes the pressure. He knows that NC Pro Modders blasting it out everywhere. He knows that he's live on adrenaline.
He knows that he's got a ton of fans there.
He does, more than anybody.
Lots of fans.
But listen, I'm just going to tell you this. Anybody that thinks that any of those three red Camaros, 2 from Mississippi, Bubba the Texas Slayer Stanton, 2-time Pro Extreme World Champion, Jason Scruggs, former Pro Extreme World Champion, Frankie the Madman Taylor from Dickinson, Texas, 3-time Pro Extreme Champion and the quickest door slammer pilot on the planet, and our current and defending Dragpalooza champion, Clyde Scott and the Big Red Bear. Guys,
man,
that's just a small sampling of who's coming.
Clyde laid it down.
Think that all 5 of the cars I just named and 10 more like Melanie Salimi and others that are going to be taking the weight out, including Travis Harvey, can't run in the 50s, you're crazy. If you think they can't run in the 40s, you're even more crazy. So it's going to be absolutely awesome. So I think from my perspective, Fears, it's a good time to remind people, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, do it, please.
Do it.
Please.
Subscribe.
YouTube.com. Go in there and just subscribe. You can still watch us without subscribing. We want you to subscribe. You're a member of ADRL Nation. What are you waiting on?
Yeah, even better. Go to YouTube, share it to your Facebook page and your other social media outlets, and just share the wealth.
Sharing's caring.
Sharing is caring.
Sharing is caring. And good time to jump in while we're waiting for the Carolina Kid. If we can get him back on, if we can, it is what
Absolutely.
it is. We appreciate his time. He is literally in the office doing battle. You know, he is on the battlefield doing his thing.
He's celebrating right now, actually.
And he jumped off or jumped on with us rather. We really appreciate him taking the time. And he could be the first ADRL competitor ever to run 3 classes at one race. We've had lots of people run 2.
3 and 1.
So he's running Pro Extreme and Pro Nitrous. We've already established that. He could potentially end up in a no-time car. We'll have that announcement next week.
Really?
Could happen.
3 and 1. He'd be a first. He
Big
seems like a go-getter.
announcement.
And what a nice guy, man. What a cool cat.
He really is. And just a good old country boy, man.
Yeah.
Good old country boy. But he brings a big stick when he comes out to the drag races. So. But there's a whole lot of people coming with some big old sticks, from Texas, from Mississippi, from Louisiana, from Virginia, from North Carolina, from South Carolina, from Florida, from Georgia, from states all over the country. We've got somebody coming from Kansas that's already pre-entered. We got a few from Maryland. We've got several coming from the New York area, the New York, New Jersey area. So it's going to be a who's who, which is what drag stock is. It's the biggest door slammer race on the planet since drag stock won back in 2024 when 2004, when 104 cars showed up for a quick 8.
Boom.
Eight cars. 96 guys went home with not a thing. DNQ'd. You run your career best by a 10th. And what do you get for that? Thank you very much. Safe travels. We'll see you next time.
Great job, buddy.
Yeah. John Lynham, the little red Corvette that is being piloted now. And I'm not sure if Chevy Floyd, I know they were waiting on some parts and they missed the last big dog, but Chevy Floyd, that's really his name. Chevy Floyd, if he wasn't born to be a drag racer. Yeah.
Is he listening to Dark Side of the Moon as he stages as Chevy?
Could be. Chevy Floyd is driving the little red Corvette now. The inaugural world champion in Pro Extreme and the inaugural drag stock champion in Pro Extreme. John Lynham, the little red Corvette, Johnny McGrady, the team that was dominant for the first few years of the ADRL, along with Big Money Bill Clanton and so many others, Eddie Ware, Benny McDonald. I mean, I can go on and on. Travis Swearingen, Quayne Stott, Josh Hernandez, Tommy Gray, Steve Engel, so many others. Chevy Floyd will be driving the little red Corvette, hopefully at drag stock if the parts come in. So it's
right
next
be
to
wild. Purple Rain.
Purple Rain. God, I hope so. John Salemi, Melanie, if you're watching,
did you
bring that.
Recognize the correlation?
Because you understand. I did.
Okay.
Oh, I was there with you.
Yeah, I knew you were.
Purple Rain
and little red Corvette.
Little red Corvette. Yeah.
Somebody driving a raspberry beret.
Up. Yeah, if we can get somebody out there in a raspberry beret. We talked about that earlier. But we'll leave that for Adrenaline After Dark.
About that earlier.
Melanie Salemi, John, come on. Because here's the deal. Let's just call it what it is. We know that people are competing right now and will start competing for the ADRL World Championship. But make no mistake about it, for everybody that's kind of on the fence, Misty and West Texas boys going to be running low 50s in the heat. Give them some track and the number will fall.
No doubt about it.
No doubt about it. Wild West, who'll be bringing the Purple Heart to take on who knows.
I can't wait to see Wes again, man.
Yeah.
Love
cool
that
cat. Steve
cool
Wiley, the Texas Grim Reaper, going to be coming down. A whole bunch of boys from Texas going to be traversing. Doug Reister, the mad scientist who missed Dragpalooza because he was literally stuck in China for work. Couldn't get back in time, did everything that he could. We got the Louisiana boys, Larry Castile, Jim Jolly, Ricky Cates going to be coming. Don't forget about Daryl Phelps and that beautiful Jester that won best appearing car down there.
Such a great looking
Fast
car.
Eddie Rogers,
Uh-oh.
Amanda Hoover. And with that,
and there it is.
There it is. Clyde Scott has joined the party, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, Clyde.
I love it.
Me
Welcome.
Can you
I
imagine?
know he's got some tea.
Imagine everybody sitting in a room,
Gary
drinking
Lynch,
some scotch, smoking some cigars.
No scotch. Texas tea, baby.
Texas tea.
Texas tea.
Yeah.
And not the kind that Jed Clampett used to pull out of the ground, that oil stuff. No, this is real hard liquor. What does Clyde's comment say there? Because you got to put it up there. I can't. Wes who? It's funny, Clyde, is the Carolina Kid asked me that question about you earlier today. He said, "Who's Scott?" And I'm like, his actual name's Clyde. He's like, "Oh, I thought the guy that won Dragpalooza was named Scott." And I'm like, "No, that's his last name." He's like, "So he's got two first names?" So I'm just I'm just repeating what he said. I'm not trying to stir anything up. I'll let that take its own course, but I'm just saying he doesn't know who you are, Clyde. So when you get to drag stock, you can let him know.
No, 3.
No, he's got 3 first names. I love it. Love it. What is the middle name? Clyde Scott, the world wants to know. The Big Head is asking you to let the world know. What is your middle name?
David.
I'm going to guess Clyde Great Scott.
Wayne.
Clyde Wayne Scott. I love it. My John Wayne. Are you kidding me?
Yeah.
My brother Kevin's middle name is Wayne. Kevin Wayne Nowling. So there you go. A real cowboy name.
It sure the hell is.
Yeah, and don't be confused. Don't be confused by Amanda's name being on there. Clyde, like so many others, are out there busting ass and making millions so that they can run these badass Pro Extreme cars. He doesn't have time for social media, but when he does, he jumps onto the wife's.
Love
no problem. Like Misty and Wes. I was very proud of you, Misty, for adding Wes to your social media. So instead of it just being Misty, it's Misty and Wes now. Like the t-shirts we used to get airbrushed at the county fair.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Kenny in Jess dash ever
with some palm trees and
yeah. You know the deal. Speaking of great looking t-shirts, we're going to have not just the drag stock event t-shirts. We are also going to have a beautiful, and I mean beautiful, tie-dye shirt that's got the drag stock logo on it. We're gonna have a couple of different tie-dye editions. So
hey, here you go.
Is the Carolina Kid a kid or an adult?
My response to that is an adult.
Oh, this is great. So I got one more message.
I think Billy the Kid was an adult. Or no, was he the kid?
One more quick message.
Yeah, he barely made it.
If anybody, this is from a Texas fan who's asked to remain anonymous. If anybody doubts that Clyde Scott is going to go to drag stock and donkey stomp all of their asses into that new 800 foot of concrete, they are sorely mistaken. And I've got $1,000 for any takers. I'll post it on my page and share it on ADRL Nation. $1,000, Clyde Scott. I'll give anybody that wants some the field.
Oh boy.
Hello. See, these Texas folks, they get behind the Texans. I've told you, Bubba Corzine.
It's no bullshit.
It is. Texans are loyal. Loyal. And there's no such thing as being loyal to a fault. They are just loyal. So
they are.
Yeah. So there you go. I'll wait for him to post it. I won't ruin it. Absolutely. So it doesn't look like we're going to get the Carolina Kid back, but
that's all right.
We enjoyed having him on, and we'll do
a
quick
quick
segment next week.
You ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right. We're going to call this In the Groove with Dr. Fears. It's a new segment, folks. And this one's for you, bro.
Okay.
All right, Mr. Big Head. So in your day, when you're getting prepped and ready to, oh, my bad. Sorry about that. Where you're getting prepped and ready to get into your ride and getting all prepped to go down, run your lap. What were you listening to? What do you listen to get ready? Like, is there a song? Is there a certain genre? Is there something you listen to get moving and grooving and to get you in the zone, to get you in the groove before you make your pass?
Well, you may or may not know that my nickname for years at Mid-America Raceways, Leo with Leo Superchargers, after we ran my 72 Nova super quick car, we probably ran it a year in brown primer, old school matte brown primer. Wolfman, my godfather, actually painted it. Wolfman painted for Jerry Bickle for years and's painted Ricky Smith's cars and Harold Denton and so many other legends. Wolfman Mike Baker, right out there in Troy, Missouri, painted my car beautiful in blue.
Nelly.
Oh, Clyde.
Missy West said
because I'm from St. Louis. Saliva. No, we're getting to it. So after I hit a wild turkey and blew the entire front end, true story, I went through the quarter mile then at 196 miles per hour, I believe, on that lap, and hit a wild turkey. And I thought the motor blew. I'm like, how could this, like, single 4-barrel, one system, blew the front end, folded it up. First weekend we ever raced it with paint, the very first weekend, destroyed it. Ended up getting First Star Bank as a sponsor. It was blue with Ecstasy 2. My father's car used to be Ecstasy. It was blue with Ecstasy 2 just for one race. And I don't even have a photo of it. If anybody was photographing back in the late 90s at Mid-America Raceways in Wentzville, Missouri, the Vagey family's track, and you have a picture of my car blue, Proformance Signs and Graphics, which is about a 9-iron from here, right across West Pittman, Bill Reichman, God rest his soul, put Ecstasy 2 on it. It was beautiful, pink and silver and blue.
Is this
One
all
shot.
leading to your song?
It is.
Okay.
Leo with Leo Superchargers brought back a screwdriver he had borrowed, and he's like, "Hey, sorry about your bad luck, Superman." And I'm thinking, oh, he's going to be a wise ass. I wasn't trying to be anybody's fucking hero. Okay. I don't think, just so everybody knows, can you
Put
throw
it
that
back
back up there again? I respect all those families and crews that work so hard to get them cars to the track, no matter how fast they are. Thanks to them all.
Amen.
Damn right. Clyde
Yep,
Scott.
absolutely.
He's class, but he backs up what he says.
He's a family guy.
He is
and
indeed.
he definitely writes checks that he can cash.
Yes, he does. So speaking of cash, that's how we pay at the ADRL, in case anybody's wondering. Clyde's got him a stack at 10 grand. So Leo with Leo Superchargers, fellow racer and crew chief, he says, "Nice lap, or sorry about your bad luck, Superman." And I thought, you can be a wise ass. I just knocked the front end off of my freshly painted car, and this wasn't like some half-ass paint job. This is a $12,000 paint job by Wolfman the Goat. And I'm like, what's that supposed to mean? Like, I was pissed off, and my brother Kevin's like, seriously? He's like, well, you kick a guy while he's down much? And he's like, no. He's like, and he points to the front end where the turkey had hit. It had busted apart the front, the top of the hood into almost a perfect Superman S, and that's where the nickname came from, Superman. Superman, Kryptonite by Three Doors Down. Yeah, that's what it. As soon as that song came out, and
that's perfect, very fitting. That's a good song.
It was in my. It was funny back in the day. It was the Sony Walkman that I was jamming to, and then right before I'd get ready to put on my helmet, I'd hand it to my brother Kevin. We'd do our. He'd say, "I love you," put up the net, shut the door. I'd go and make my run.
Love it. And
do the most epic burnouts in the history of Mid-America raceways. Nobody's ever done a longer one. And Gateway, even the beautiful burnout back at the last ADRL race at Gateway, nothing can touch what I did on a Wednesday night back in 1999. And everybody that's was there knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was as close to Michael Neal's inaugural drag stock burnout contest winning run as you'll ever get. And I'll just leave it at that. There's video out there on a VHS somewhere in my basement.
So Kryptonite,
Superman. Yeah. That is my In the Groove. So I love
in
that.
The groove.
I love that. In the Groove with Dr. Fierce. Because for those of you that don't know, he is a music aficionado. He plays the guitar. My passion outside of motorsports, drag racing, Formula One, etc., is football. We've talked about it. We're a football family. It's a religion in my house, just like music is in your house.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. And so can we make that?
Soul.
I'm just going to say it right now. ADRL Nation, we make that a weekly segment.
Yeah.
So whoever the guest is or whatever.
Yeah, let's do that.
In the Groove with Dr. Fierce. Boom.
Boom.
Adam, can you come up with, I'll design a logo. You come up with a riff. Actually, you know what? You do the riff. You're the guitar guy.
Yeah. And I can't take any credit from Prince Adam or Producer Adam.
Producer Adam.
I go by many names.
I'm pretty certain that was something that he had said that stuck into my brain.
This is true.
In the Groove.
Credit where credit's
due.
I love it.
And I actually approached him and said, "Hey man, In the Groove. What do you think about that?" And then he said, "Yeah, I'm pretty sure I came up with that." Okay. So I just want to make sure.
David Douthit, the driver of the Jet Funny car. The Douthit Motorsports Jet Funny car, who may or may not be at drag stock. We're still working out some scheduling kinks, but regardless, and we hope to have him there. It's going to be super, super awesome. So it rained cash on me, Amanda Scott. It really did. It really did, Clyde Scott. It was literally raining cash on you. So, and David Douthit, just so you know, and what he's chiming in, he's not just taking requests for what his new In the Groove song would be.
Yeah. He
actually, with his afterburners, can jam out to Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Oh, that's great.
Bum, 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 as he's popping the afterburners. And then the crowd will start singing
do that
along.
To some Meshuggah.
I don't even know what that is, but
it's okay. It's a band.
Okay. So let me just throw it back on you.
Yeah.
When you were getting ready to go on stage back in the day, was it your own music you were listening to? What amped up Dr. Fierce? Since we're still in the groove before we wrap up tonight's episode. I bet it's by Slayer.
It would probably be a Slayer song. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm not going to take probably. I'm going to hold you to it.
Well,
you
it
know?
depends. The scenarios are different. I mean, are we fighting? Are we racing?
Does
Are
it
we doing
matter?
a
They're
show?
all
Yeah,
adrenaline
it all-
filled.
They are. Some are better suited than others, for sure. Some are
You got
more
one song to get you
beats per
amped up
minute.
before you have to fight for your dying breath. What's the song?
Raining Blood by Slayer.
Raining Blood by Slayer. I love it. Love it. You introduced me to that. So
Oh, I know, David. Oh, yeah. I mean, so
Cowboys from Hell.
Pantera is, it's tough because I could go
Pantera
back
too.
and forth between Slayer and Pantera.
Mhm.
Volga Display of Power. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But they've got so many juiced songs. Those Texas boys, Pantera. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you got to visit their graves while we were down
Yeah,
there.
it was pretty. That was a check off the bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was,
Dimebag and Vinny.
yeah, man. Unfortunately, it sucks to get to see your childhood idols tombstones.
Right.
But I did get to see them plenty of times when they were
Gone
actually.
too soon. You saw them when they were alive and they were jamming out.
Yeah,
So.
yeah.
Before we wrap up tonight's episode, again, we want to thank Rico Elmore, everybody at Fatheads Eyewear for presenting this show and for the great things to come. We want to thank our friend Selena Mikos, BetterOfficeFurniture.com, for providing us all this awesome gear and all
Thank
this
you,
awesome
Selena.
furniture. And then, of course, Ron at Chuck-A-Burger, because we're fueled by Chuck-A-Burger. Me a little bit more than Dr. Fears, although I have been cutting down. I went there the other day and only had 2 bowls of chili. Two. And I know that doesn't mean a lot to people, but I usually go in and I'll have 6 bowls of chili, a triple chuck with cheese, and a big frosty root beer times 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I don't eat for a week because I don't want to die at 50. So Ron Chuck-A-Burger, thank you so much.
Thank you, Ron.
Thank you so much for fueling. And he's also the fuel for Al Tucci, our announcer. He's what keeps Tucci's energy going. I bring in Chuck-A-Burger to every ADRL event, even though they're located right here in St. Louis, Missouri. If you're in or around the St. Louis area,
Damn right, David.
go over there. The first drive-up restaurant, the first curb service restaurant in the history of the world. They've been cruising since 1957. Ron Stilley, the Stilley family, his kids are over there helping run it now. His dad founded it. Not just a great friend, but the absolute best hamburgers and chili on the planet. I'm not just talking about St. Louis. If you go to Chuck-A-Burger, here's my suggestion. And there's lots of great stuff on the menu. Even if you're a vegetarian, they have salads. I don't know why you would be, but if you are, God bless you. Triple chuck with cheese, bowl of chili to start, onion rings on the side, big tall root beer in a frosty mug. And then when you get ready to leave and you're getting ready to pay your ticket, add yourself a real handmade chocolate malt or strawberry or vanilla, whatever you choose, and take that out the door with you.
Malt, not a milkshake.
Chuck-A-Burger, cruising since 1957. Thanks for fueling not just Adrenaline the podcast, but also the voice of the ADRL, Al Tucci. He couldn't do what he does, even though he's lost like 40 pounds. Tucci is still he's still rocking the Chuck-A-Burger every ADRL weekend. He'll tell you that he'll eat very lightly leading up to the ADRL because he knows he's going to be ingesting that beautiful Chuck-A-Burger, the fuel that keeps him going at every ADRL event. So
I'm going to do a 3-day fast and then gorge on some Chuck-A-Burger. See how that goes.
Rockingham, we will have plenty of it, along with some other great stuff that we'll
Flight
talk
and
about
fresh.
when Henry Duguay comes on and Bryant Mariner.
Duguay.
With that, I think it's go time, baby.
Go
Carolina
time.
Kid, thanks for joining us. Wish we could have got a little more in. Maybe we'll have you back in the next couple of weeks. In the meantime, don't forget, tune in next Thursday night right here. We will announce the title sponsor and unveil the event ticket and poster. Merle Haggard, The Good Times Really Gone. That's a great one.
Yeah, I love
Clyde
Merle
Scott.
Haggard.
Clyde Scott.
Yeah,
Great stuff. So
one of my grandpa's all-time favorites, and mine as well.
Listen,
my grandfather was George Jones'
Merle Haggard. Is that right?
manager for years and years and years.
I'm
Yep.
glad you added manager because you freaked me out there just for a second.
Yeah, actually, there was a big fight between him and my grandpa.
Merle Haggard, Chris Christopherson, Waylon Jennings, Willie Nelson, a.k.a. the Highwaymen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm used to the. Never mind.
Bobby Don, the Godfather, his general manager and now the owner of Custom Tours and Travel, Mike Murphy, one of the owners of Custom Tours and Travel down in Heron, Illinois. Mike Murphy's brother, David Lee Murphy, who wrote most of Kenny Chesney's hits and a lot of other #1 hits, is also famous for his song, There Might Be a Little Dust on the Bottom.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
All right, we're gonna
So
wrap
with
it up.
that, we're out next Thursday night. I kind of was melding Tuesday and Thursday as I get used to Thursday. Next Thursday night, right here,
Thursday.
we will unveil and announce the title sponsor for Dragstock. We will also unveil the free tickets, and they will be available online as we get ready to head to North Carolina and start distributing 1 million of those babies, courtesy of Sherry Gibson and the folks at Gibson Printing. 1 million tickets.
1 million.
And about 10,000 posters hanging up everywhere, all over the greater North Carolina and South Carolina areas. So looking forward to that. We'll unveil the, as I said, the free ticket design and the event poster. So super excited about that. And obviously, if we're going to be doing that, we'll be unveiling our event title sponsor. Trying to get the CEO on, but he's always flying places. So we'll see. With that, the Big Head, Dr. Fears. Don't forget, follow us on YouTube. Just click that subscribe button.
Like, subscribe, share, comment.
There you go.
Please and
Beautiful.
thank you.
On behalf of producer Adam, the doctor, all of ADRL Nation, I'm the Big Head, Kenny Nowling. We will see you back here next Thursday night, as always, 8 Eastern, 7 Central for more Adrenaline, the podcast. God bless.
Peace and chicken grease.